welcome back to Nerd Collision. I'm Eddie, that's Britt, and that's Brandon, and today we are going to be giving our review of episode 5 of Stranger Things Season 4, titled The Nina Project.
Now, which Nina project are you talking about? Nina West or Nina
Nina
Brown?
Bonina Brown.
Okay, look, I know her.
We're good.
Yes. Alrighty, guys. Now, this is going to be our spoiler review. So, if you have not been able to watch this episode yet, that's okay. Go ahead and pause this video, watch that episode, come back here and listen to our review. With that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. And this, this recap is being brought to us by Collider.com, and it was written by Ray Torres. Now, when we open up with this episode, the California gang is speeding down the road in Argyle's van, with the agent who saved their lives quickly bleeding out in the back of the van. Jonathan, Mike, and Will are frantically attempting to apply pressure to the gunshot wound when the agent tells them not to take him to a hospital. Instead, they have to warn Dr. Owens because Eleven is in serious danger. He says they can reach Owens through Nina. He hands them a pen and gets ready to give them her number, but he dies before he can tell them. With the military hot on their heels, Argyle abruptly veers off the road and manages to lose them. They pull off in the middle of nowhere in the desert and bury the agent's body. Argyle, the only one in the group who is a rookie when it comes to being shot at, watching people die, running from the government, etc., is on the verge of a nervous breakdown as he struggles to process Mike's superpowered girlfriend, bad government dudes, and the upside-down planet dimension thing. Jonathan manages to talk him down by, what else, Purple Palm Tree Delight. Will tries to offer emotional support to Mike, who is full of regrets. If the agent had lived one more second, maybe they'd know where Elle is. If he had just said something different to Elle, the big L word he suddenly won't say anymore, maybe she would have wanted to go with him. Will tells him that it can be scary opening up to people, especially to people you care about the most, because what if they don't like the truth? We suspect that Will has something he needs to say to Mike, and what is in that mysterious painting. But what exactly he has to say is still a mystery. Meanwhile, Argyle, now considerably calmer since he's had his palm tree delight, is making a tombstone out of a pizza box for Unknown Hero Agent Man. He is trying to write it with the pen the agent gave them, but it seems to have run out of ink. Something seems to suddenly click in Mike's brain. Why would Unknown Hero Agent Man give them a pen with no ink? He grabs the pen from Argyle and unscrews it. As he suspected, a tiny paper falls out with a phone number. They find a payphone and realize the number they're calling isn't a phone, it's a computer. Mike says they need a hacker, but unfortunately, the only hacker he knows is in Salt Lake City, Utah. Turn around, look at what you see. Yep, you guessed it, Susie, Dusty Bun's iconic girlfriend. Mike says if they leave now, they can get there by morning. Susie saved the world once, and who knows, maybe she can save it again. Now, we'll go ahead and break right there, but this was a very interesting way to open up this episode, giving Argyle a little information about what they've experienced back in Indiana, and now they're experiencing all again. But what did you guys think about this beginning of the episode?
So we just the answer for everything. Apparently, No, but listen, the man with the luxurious hair, he had to be broken in some type of way.
Yes.
And now he is. Unfortunately, it came at the cost of, secret agent government dude, man, sir, ma'am. And, I found that scene was quite humorous and intriguing as well. One thing I didn't get is why Will, I guess, from season 1, You know, Will always doesn't think logically. He just runs in head first. And honestly, I don't understand why he wouldn't just tell Mike, you know, I'm LGBT plus with you.
Right.
Just tell him. Tell him.
Yeah.
It's okay. And you know what? Maybe Mike is questioning it. Maybe that's why he can't tell Elle he loves her.
Maybe.
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 Um Also, I mean, I'll get more into the Bonita Brown project when we get to it. But what I found interesting was the thing with the pen. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I thought they were going to run into like a dead end and then, maybe find something in the car or something like that. But that was clever. I thought that was cute. So good job, Duffer Brothers. I also keep forgetting that this series is in a collaboration with future Deadpool 3 director Sean Levy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's been involved since the beginning, I believe, of the show.
Right.
So, and I forgot if I don't remember if this episode was directed by him or not. I mean, it's usually directed by him or the brothers, but I thought this introduction scene was pretty interesting. And Jonathan, um, kind of surprised, but I mean, not surprised that he would go to weed as well. Not that there's anything wrong with it, because let's be real, one of us is taking a cookie or brownies
Absolutely.
as adults, of course.
Yeah.
Um, and also, this is just one of the reasons why I wish they didn't move to fuck ass California. Like, girl, look at all of this drama. You got bitches shooting at you left and right. Honestly, they would have been better off in Hawkins. And it's already
True.
shit over there right now. People are turning into Rubik's cubes, literally. So, but that's all I have to say about that. And please, if anybody is watching this who knows me personally, when I pass on, please do not give me a pizza box for a tombstone. That's it.
Fair enough. Oh my. Brit.
Turn around. Look at
Oh.
what you see. Like every time someone says Susie's name, I just think of Never Ending Story because I have to sing it. Never ending story. Like I have to sing it. But like, Brandon's right. Weed does solve everything. It solves your problems. And if everybody was out here in Nevada like I am, believe me, solves your problem. It
Right.
really does. Like the thing with the pen was cute. That was like secret agent man type shit. Like, oh, I'm gonna give you a pen and I'm gonna die. And there's no ink. Ooh, but if I unscrew it, here's a message. That's secret agent shit. That was good. That was good. That was a good one. So like, and I'm gonna need is he Native American? I feel like he's Native American.
Um, I'd say Pacific Islander.
Mahalo!
Mahalo!
Say, say.
Was he
Damn,
gonna be black?
damn.
But he's cool. All you need to do is just relax. Yeah, there's a guy bleeding out. He's dying and we got to bury him. But this is our world. This is what we live in. Like, back home, shit's going on too, probably. But this is what we do, man. Pass the ducky on the left hand side. That's all you got to do. That's it.
Right.
But what? Pass the ducky on the left hand side. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Not the
Go
Sister Act
ahead.
version.
Oh my gosh, you guys. All right. Well, with that being said, we'll go ahead and move on to the next part of this episode. Now, this part takes us back to Russia, where things are not looking quite so hopeful. The guards beat the ever listening the ever living crap out of Hopper and drag him to an outside cell in the freezing cold with a bunch of other inmates, one of whom Hopper is surprised to see, Enzo. Enzo tells him that his eyes do not deceive him. Yuri betrayed them. Hopper is furious and punches him, screaming at him that he swore they could trust him. The next day, Hopper tells Enzo about his past. When he was 18, he joined the army and tested well enough that they put him in the chemical corps. They were mixing up 55-gallon drums of Agent Orange with only kitchen gloves and no mask, constantly inhaling the fumes. They told them it wasn't chemical warfare, just some harmless herbicides kill plants. But when they returned from the war and tried to live a normal life and start a family, it was as if they were cursed. Their kids were born stillborn or with horrible defects. The horror clung to them. Hopper says that he and his wife Diane wanted a baby, and even though he knew the risks, he hid them. Their daughter Sarah was born healthy, but she died from cancer. Diane left him, and he hid himself in drugs and alcohol. When Ellen Joyce came into his life, he convinced himself that they needed him. But it wasn't true, Hop says. They didn't need him, he needed them. Hopper proceeds to shatter what's left of our hearts, and he says, "The minute I sent for Joyce, I sentenced her to death, just like I did with Sarah. Everyone I love, I hurt. See, I was wrong this whole time. I wasn't cursed. I am the curse." Suddenly, he and Enzo hear a distant snarling nearby, the rumored monster from America. Meanwhile, Joyce and Murray, our favorite action comedy duo, are tied up on Yuri's plane. Joyce kicks over a crate of peanut butter and grabs one of the broken shards of glass with her foot and uses it to cut both her and Murray free. Yuri pulls a gun on Joyce, but he is in for a rude awakening because Murray is a black belt in karate. Sure, he's never fought in a real-world scenario, and he's only ever sparred with students under the age of 16. But he beat 15-year-old Jeremiah, a most ferocious fighter. Yuri is no Jeremiah, it turns out, because Murray manages to kick his ass. Unfortunately, he knocks him out, leaving Joyce and Murray, who obviously have no idea how to fly a plane, to somehow land the plane. And rest assured, it is a rough landing. Literally falling out of the sky, they manage to pull up enough that they crash land in a forest of trees. Now, this is a very interesting backstory for Hopper, revealing that information as far as being in the service and dealing with the Agent Orange chemical. But what did you guys think about this part of the episode?
Sad. Like, he made me sad. I was just like, damn, he went through all that, joining the army, and then they fucked up his whole system, and then his daughter died, his wife left, and then now he found a new family, which is Joyce and then Elle, and then he had to lose them too. And then, like, Joyce, if Joyce ever found out he was alive anyway, she was going to go get him anyway. Like, it didn't matter if you sent for her or not. She was going to come anyway. I think she would have found out eventually and came and got your ass, regardless. Like, it was just sad, but Murray made it better because Murray is hilarious. Murray might be one of my favorite people now. I thought he was kind of stupid at first, but now he's just one of my favorite people. But
I
go ahead, Brandon.
No, I was just saying I agree with you.
Like, he's cool, so I give it up to him for doing karate and shit. Now, shouldn't have knocked his ass out because he had to land the plane. But, I give it to him. No, he's cool. So, That's my take on it.
Yeah, I like Murray too. He's in his Austin Powers era. He was given very judo chop. I was scared for that. I was like, yes, ma'am. Um, but Joyce, Winona Ryder, Russia is not Marshall. You cannot come up in there like you own the place and think that you're gonna leave with whatever you want. Now, the girls
Right.
who know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, no shade, no tea. Um, Girl, you're a bad mother. I'm just gonna say it. Joyce is a bad mother. How do you leave your children to go chase some bald man who jumped through a portal that you don't even know for certain? You didn't get a FaceTime. You did not get a video message
She
to
got a box.
confirm that he's alive. Okay, well, guess what? A lot of people can get boxes. A lot of people can get little dolls with messages in them, and then they get robbed, or robbed at a grinder day. Happens all the
Oh,
time. Happens all the time. All the time. But she's so damn stupid. Honestly, she just should have had this verified properly. And just because Murray has, 80s glasses and a bald haircut, with some hair in the back, looking like Bozo the Clown from Batman Returns, does not mean that he, can, just or because he watched Muzzy when he was growing up, does not mean
oh
that
shit.
he knows Russian and all this crap. He may know a couple words in the thesaurus, but that's about it. I
He
mean,
had to
let's be
mention
real.
Muzzy though. Damn.
Yeah. It's just a fact. And at the end of the day, if you gave me a choice of who I respect more, it's Murray. Murray, he knows what he's doing. But Joyce, she's running into Russia with the like a chicken with the head cut off. And I don't get
Mm,
it. I don't get it. And that's why your dumbass got that is why your dumbass um got your drink poison or whatever the hell.
see.
That's why you got drugged, and that's why your ass got knocked out cold. Now your dumbass girl, you should have said, "Yeah, I'll take Aquafina," because what they
Right.
gonna do to that? You would be able to see it, but it is what it is.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that being said, we'll move on to the next part of this episode. Now, moving over to Team Hawkins, Max is attempting to draw what she saw in the Upside Down. She tells Nancy that Vecna seemed surprised when she walked through the red fog, or as Steve poetically calls it, red soup mind world, as if he didn't want her there. As she's looking at the drawings, Nancy's eyes suddenly light up with recognition. In one of Max's drawings, there's a stained glass window. Nancy starts piecing together the drawing like a puzzle. It is Victor Creel's house. Max, Nancy, Dustin, Steve, Robin, and Lucas break into the Creel house, which is now run down and abandoned. They see the same grandfather clock in Vecna's visions, but still can't figure out what this wizard's deal is with clocks. They split up into groups of two. Steve and Dustin are comedy gold, of course, but Steve makes it wildly apparent he wishes he could have teamed up with Nancy. The pair have a charged moment while Nancy is picking spiderwebs out of his magnificent hair. Lucas and Max, who is listening to Kate Bush on a 46-minute loop, share a sweet moment. We agree with Lucas. It is so nice to see our girl Max laugh again. The group comes back together when they notice the flickering lights throughout the house. Just like how Joyce knew Will was on the other side because of the Christmas lights, the group realizes that Becca must be there with them right now, but in the upside down. They follow the lights until they arrive in the attic. In the upside down, Vecna is charging, preparing to take his next victim, Patrick, who is still helping Jason hunt down Eddie. Jason and Patrick, unfortunately for Eddie, have narrowed down their list of places to search and pay a visit to Reefer Rick's. Eddie makes a desperate attempt to escape and takes a rowboat out to the lake. He is frantically rowing while Jason and Patrick dive in and swim after him. Patrick suddenly hears the sound of a clock and his body is yanked underwater before, to Eddie and Jason's horror, he flies out of the water and hovers in the air. Of course, you know what happens next. His bones start to snap, and in Victor Creel's house, the lights in the attic start shattering. Now, this, of course, was another crazy scene here, but it was nice to see Max in a happier state. And, we see the gang, working through the mystery just as usual. But what did you guys think?
Girl, listen. I don't want to say Nancy is a hoe. I don't.
Oh, okay.
But she kind of is. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I understand that you were with Steve first, and then y'all broke up. Now you're with Jonathan, and Jonathan moved away. But like, y'all supposed to be going to college together and shit, and then you in these episodes staring at Steve like you want another piece of it. Like, girl, make up your damn mind. Who do you want?
Same.
Who? Like that Tootsie Roll Al. Who? Like who? Get on my nerves. But number one, why would they dive in the water? Why would y'all dive in after him, knowing you could have died? Did die. You could have drowned. Like, how are you gonna get back? Your body would have been so tired of swimming. Like, why would you dive in after him? You died anyway. But still, that was a dumbass move, dumbass mistake. Like, it's so damn stupid. And then these kids, y'all want to go in this house. Why do y'all need to go in the house? Can't you just stand outside? This is like some horror movie level shit. Why do you need to go explore? Why? Exploring equals trouble. Mostly exploring equals death. Like, what was that? I heard a noise. Let's go investigate. No! You need to investigate. Get the fuck out. But you didn't want to do that. Go ahead, Brandon.
Britt brings some interesting things, you know,
Yes.
which is funny because the young lady who is playing Nancy, she's actually dating the Charlie in real life, the man who plays Jonathan. They are a real life couple. They've been bumping purchases since 2016, I believe. So maybe that was the, I don't wanna assume, but maybe that was a condition. It was like, ain't nobody kissing my lady. Bada bing, bada boom. That's not his accent. He's British. But the point is that Steve has a big forehead. That's something we need to look at here. And I mean, that is the benefit. You could put your food on his head, forehead, something like that. Put like something on a coffee table. It's essentially, it's like a coffee table. You can put your cell phone on there and all that cute. So I guess you have that, and then Scoops Ahoy isn't a thing anymore, unfortunately. But he could get you Blockbuster esque things for free.
Blockbuster used to be cool.
Yeah, you can rent stuff. Yeah. I mean, both of them are just awful. Let's just be real. She could do better, but Nancy, girl, first of all, you need a haircut. So before you start looking at men, you need to look at yourself.
Yeah, Brandon, it's the 80s. Everybody's hair used to be like that.
It doesn't matter. They used to look like mothers.
And their hair used to be.
She looks like she's about to call Tommy for dinner.
Well,
That's what
that's
she looks like.
mostly teenagers. That was my mom. Like she had the mom haircut in the 80s when she was a teenager graduating high school. Like that's
That's the
how they
issue.
look.
Bowl
That's
cuts, mom jeans, BOGO.
Oh shit. Where'd you come from?
Hey,
thank you,
the
Carla.
80s. I'm a 40-year-old. I can't believe it. Yep, the 80s was terrible fashion, wonderful music, and horrible
80s had
decisions.
great fashion. It was colorful and it was fun.
Great
Just
fashion.
like the
Colorful.
90s.
Shoulder pads got women looking already shaped like linebackers, looking like real linebackers. We're gonna really say that.
Hey, now look,
Wanna
You
look
got
I'll agree
girls
with the shoulder
walking
pad.
around looking like MC Hammer.
the Jerry
It was
curl.
it was the issue. You had girls looking like, um, the genie in Aladdin.
Oh no, it was worse.
Um, it was just a lot. The wardrobes were just a lot, you know. Um, but you know who's
Daddy
killing it in the
shorts.
fashion? You know what? My top toot of the week goes to Eddie. Yeah, Eddie. What's his name? Munson. Him. Him. That young man with the hair. I mean, it's a wig, but it's a lovely wig. It's a lovely lace front.
It
Um,
is.
he's top toot of the week because his look ate. Everyone else looks like a flop. Everyone looks like they're wearing children's clothes, but that's a man right there. And this Hopper thing, it's getting dragged out, Mama. This is garbage, Mama, and I'm tired of it.
Lord.
True love.
Oh, Eddie, I cannot hear you. Can y'all hear Eddie?
Oh, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Okay, success. All right. All
Shit.
right, guys. With that being said, we'll move on to the finale of this episode. Now, finally, that brings us to our superhero 11. 12 hours earlier, Elle and Owens pull into a top secret science lab in the desert of Ruth, Nevada, in an abandoned ICBM shelter. Now, it's been repurposed to hold something even more powerful than a bomb 11. Elle is sort of like a celebrity down here, according to Owens, for all the scientists who have given up their lives because they believe that she is the cure the world needs. Owens introduces Elle to Nina, who we learn is not a who, but a what. Nina is a computer program. What exactly it is yet to be seen, because according to a very much alive Dr. Brenner, if we told you, it would ruin the surprise. Elle, horrified at what now seems very much like a trap, turns and runs, as any of us would. The guards grab her and hold her down while they give her an injection to her neck, knocking her out. 11 wakes up in a very familiar room in a very familiar hospital gown. The walls are bare except for a drawing of stick figures, her and Papa, holding hands in the rainbow room. Elle suddenly clutches her head and realizes her head is shaven again. She is back in her worst nightmare, Hawkins' lab. She walks into the rainbow room and an orderly gives her a weirdly unnerving smile as he greets her. Well, well, look who finally decided to join us. Someone's a sleepyhead this morning. Elle books it the hell out of there, but every door she opens leads her right back to the rainbow room. She looks into the camera and screams to be let out. She hears Dr. Brenner's voice over the intercom. He explains what exactly Nina is. In 1786, Nicholas Delariac wrote an opera called Nina. It's the story about a young woman whose lover was killed in a duel. Nina was so traumatized that she buried the memory. It was as if it never happened. Every day she would return to the train station to await her lover's return, a return that would never be. If only Nina could know the truth. It dawns on Elle, this isn't real. It's merely a memory. Dr. Brenner tells her it's up to her to find her own way out. In the lab, we see Elle floating in a pod while Owens and Brenner monitor her. Nina, it seems, is a machine designed to help Elle discover the truth. Elle starts to reluctantly accept her new reality as she allows the memory to take form. In the memory, she trains with the other kids, but she is much further behind the others. They laugh at her as she struggles to make a circle of light bulbs light up. She barely manages a flicker. She wipes a drip of blood from her nose and looks down to realize that both her hands are covered in blood, Lady Macbeth style. Petrified, she suddenly hears screaming faintly in the distance. She runs down the hallway and sees mangled bodies. In real life, Elle is going into arrest. After they revive her, she breaks free and tries once again to escape this hellhole. The guards grab her and hold her down when Elle screams, and they fly backward and hit the wall, knocked unconscious. Elle realizes what she's done and, of course, is ready to take her newly revived powers and hightail it out of there. Unfortunately, as she stretches out her hand towards Dr. Brenner, nothing happens. He asks her, "You didn't think it would be that easy, did you?" The door opens behind Elle, a silent gesture. She can choose now whether she wants to stay, but it's clear that without Brenner, her powers might not even come back fully. She tentatively takes his outstretched hand. "Papa," she says. "Daughter," he responds back, as she takes his hand and they walk back into the facility. It looks like Hawkins will soon see the return of his superhero, but the road ahead is not going to be pleasant. Now, that's where we end this episode. We see Elle seemingly getting her abilities back, but still reliving this trauma, which is very unfortunate by Papa. But what did you guys think about this part of the episode?
Okay. So I have a theory. I think that as far as her and Mike goes, I think he was just like in love with the superhero part. Like he could do
Mm,
all these amazing things.
okay.
And once her power was gone, maybe, he started to realize maybe I was in love with her because she could do this cool shit. And maybe I'm not truly in love with her. Where it's like everything from Mike, from Mike, from Mike, from Mike. Like, maybe that's where they're going with it. I'm not sure. Hopefully, he loves her for her and not just her superpowers. I really would hope that, but I'm not sure. But I'm glad her powers are coming back. It's sad that they have to do it this way, where now this memory is going to trigger that. That's what I think it's leading up to. Like the memory is going to trigger her powers returning. But I'm gonna need Nancy to pick who she want to be with. Damn, stop being a hoe and just pick. Somebody else can go now.
Well, thank you. So that being said, I'll just say this. Nancy, get a new hairstyle, girl. It's time to straighten it. Because let me tell you something. What you're doing right now, you're looking like a 50s waitress. You look like you're going to ask if I want a coffee and some eggs. And I don't. This isn't
Ooh,
dinner.
eggs sound good.
Britt, you're not asking me. Thank you. And the whole thing with Weird Ass Papa. First of all, white man, how did you escape a Demogorgon? They eat people's faces. Like how those men with the large thighs crush the watermelons for clout.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Just crush it. Just crush the brain just like that. And they go, yum, 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 yum. Delicioso. So how the fuck did he just escape with a little scar on his face? He's a squirrel. He's a squirrel. I don't believe it. But also, yeah, it's giving WandaVision Now, Duffer Brothers, you lost me. I know y'all watched WandaVision because y'all were
Mm.
filming last year, and I'm telling y'all, they watched WandaVision. They saw the Agatha episode. They said, "Hey, let's do that. Let's make her go back into her past and make her become a bad bitch again through going through her trauma." I'm telling you, they did. I'm telling you, they did, and y'all messy for that. But you know what? It's fine because probably by the end of next year, we'll probably have your entire cast in our roster. So thank
Same.
you.
Oh my, Carla.
And speaking of triggers, you know what? To my other folk, why do y'all you hear a wretched scream?
Mm.
Let me tell you something. I'm hearing a scream. I'm out of there. I don't care who it
Yes.
is. It
Thank
could be
you.
my mother. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. I'm
Thank you.
going the other way. Also,
Right.
I do agree with Britt. I do think he is in love with her doing being a superhero. I just really hope, like Britt said, that it's genuine. So
Mm-hmm.
the back of my mind is telling me I think he likes the idea of her. I think he likes her power. I don't think he's genuine, but hopefully he shuts me up and I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. And again, my other people, if you hear screaming, just follow the black folks. We're running the other way.
Please.
Don't go towards it. Step out of the
Oh,
light, Carol Ann.
don't go into that light. That light is dangerous.
Very dangerous. Oh my gosh, guys. All right. Well, with that being said, do we have any other final thoughts before we wrap up this episode?
Be who you are, for you are. That's for you, William. Happy Pride.
Yes, happy Pride Month. Jesus.
Happy Pride.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode of our review of Stranger Things, episode 5, The Nina Project. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below and let us know what you thought about this episode. Also, remember to click that bell button for notifications so that you know whenever we
Ding.
have new episodes here on our channel. And also, please follow Nerd Collision on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. But once again, I'm Eddie. That's Britt. That's Carla. That's Brandon. We are Nerd Collision, and we'll see you guys here next time. Bye, everyone.
Peace out.